Hey guys, for those of you guys are in pre-calculus or even algebra 2, filling out the unit circle can be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it real quickly. The first thing you got to do is just make sure you know your radians. Now 30 degrees, okay, this guy is 30 degrees, this guy is 45 degrees, and this guy is 60 degrees. Hopefully you know how to convert it from radians to degrees. I'll just go ahead and do it here real quick. 30 degrees, put that over 1. I want to make sure that I want radians, so it's pi over 180. When I simplify that, you should get pi over 6. Okay, so this guy over here is pi over 6. This guy, when you do it, is pi over 4. And this guy, pi over 3. Alright. Now hopefully once you get to this part, you guys should be, I'm assuming you guys know how to change it from degrees to radians, but let's go ahead and fill out the rest of the circle. And this is very, very simple, guys. Now that you know the first quadrant, you can fill in everything else. Now this guy here, 3, okay, 3 minus 1 is 2, so this guy over here is 2 pi over 3. 4 minus 1 is 5, so that's 5 pi over 4. 6 minus 1 is 5 pi over 6. And then we have the first two quadrants. Now, all we do is go diagonal. We add 3 plus 1. Well, that's going to give me 4. 4 pi over 3. 4 plus 1. Well, that's going to give me 5. 6 plus 1. That's going to give me 7. And then we continue on the other side. So right here we have 3 plus 2. Well, that's going to become 5 pi over 3. 4 plus 5. Whoop. You know what? There's a mistake. Didn't I make a mistake right here? 4 minus 1 should be 3. I apologize, guys. That didn't look right. So when we're going sideways, we're subtracting. So 3 minus 1, 2. 4 minus 1, 3. 6 minus 1, 5. So 3. This is 3 pi over 4. But now going diagonally across, we're going to add 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 pi over 4. And the last one, 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 pi over 6. And that makes sense. Okay. So that's our radians. Now we need our degrees. Well, our degrees is simple. You know that 60 degrees has to do pi over 3. Well, over here we have two of them. Well, 60 times 2 is 120. 120 degrees. This guy, 45 degrees. Well, you have a 4. 45. 45 times 3 is 135 degrees. 30 degrees, 30 times 5, well, that's 150. And you know half of a circle is 180. Over here is 0 degrees. That's 1 pi. Okay, halfway through a circle. And then you just continue. Now, diagonally across, all you do is add by 180. So 60 plus 180, well, that's 240. Mental math. 45 plus 180, what's that? 225. 30 plus 180, well, that's 210. And then we just continue across. 110 plus 180, well, that's going to give me 300 degrees. 135 plus 180, that's 315. 150 and 180, that's 330. All right, and we're done. And of course, all the way around a circle is 360 degrees, or 2 pi. Oh, and this guy is 0 pi radians. All right. So there you go, we filled it in. Now what about these guys in the corner over here? Well, the great thing about the circle, it's symmetrical. So everything underneath is a 2. Well, that's the beauty of it. Okay. And all you got to remember is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So from top to bottom is 1, 2, 3. And then you go backwards, 1, 2, 3. And the other thing is they all have, a square root on the top. The only thing is I'm not going to square root the 1 because the square root of 1 is 1. And there it is. I filled in my circle. So now the beauty is this guy reflects over here. So these guys are going to be the exact same coordinates over here, except because we're going backwards, the x value is going to be negative 1/2. So let's put negative 1/2. Okay. Now same thing over here. What's this guy going to become? Same exact point right there, except it's going to be negative root 2 over 2. And then, whoops, yeah, positive root 2 over 2. Okay. And this guy over here, same thing. Square root of 3 comes a negative square root of 3 over 2 and becomes 1 over 2. Alright? And then we just continue matching. Okay? These guys are going to match up right here, the middle with the middle, and you notice even diagonally, this guy with this guy right here, and diagonally across. So however you want to do it. Okay? Now the only difference is whether it's positive or negative. So let me do this guy here. It's going to be root 3 over 2, 1/2. But because we're going to the left and we're going down, they're both going to be negative. Negative, negative. Same thing over here. Negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2. Same thing over here. Negative 1/2 and negative root 3 over 2. Lastly, okay, our fourth quadrant, same thing, going up and down. I know the root 3 over 2, same thing over here, except now the x coordinate is positive, and then going down, this guy's negative. And over here, root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. The y value is negative, and this guy's positive, and root 3 over 2. And there it is. So if you know these little tricks, it makes it very, very simple.